All right, boys. Good morning. Excuse me. I was not going to make a YouTube video at all today. No video was planned. However, I'm just doing my client check-ins at the moment. It's Tuesday morning, and we do the majority of them today. And I'm just getting result after result, and it's not fair, honestly. Like, look at this. The last client as well was even better. This one here, we've done fucking loads. To 78.7, so we're nearly approaching 10 kilograms in 8 weeks, and this is literally the case of every single client that I have. Like, every single person loses weight without fail. Like, it's not hard, and it's because at the end of the day, I'm not just saying this to big myself up, although I am sick. Like and subscribe. It's because we just know how to actually lose weight and then continually lose weight. It's not hard to lose weight. Don't eat much food. Move more, but knowing how to actually continually lose weight when you start to plateau, well, that's crucial. And you need to understand why as well. You need to understand the science behind all of this, because if you do not, then you're going to mess things up. And I'll just tell you exactly what to do so you can copy it. Here's a very, very short, snappy video on exactly what I would do if I wanted to lose as much weight as possible in a short amount of time. I think 10 kilograms, give or take. We're looking at about 9 kilograms even. In 8 weeks is pretty good going. That's just under a kilo per week. You can see a very, very good transformation with 9 kilos. Depending on your start point. If you're sub 15% body fat, you lose 9 kilo. God, you're going to be looking very, very shredded. So here's what I do. First off, people try and do these weird, like these crazy calculations to work out their maintenance calories, which are great, and then they basically assume that the maintenance calories are correct and then go straight into a deficit. Now, I get that, but the best way to work out your maintenance calories is, yes, to estimate using a calculator, but then sit at those maintenance calories with no added output other than 10,000 steps, and then check if you maintain weight. Do you see what I mean? Because the goal is, you're trying to basically, for leverage purposes, you're trying to basically lose the most amount of weight with the highest amount of food. Why? Because then you have room to go from there. The biggest mistake people make is they basically drop their calories down to 2,000 instantly. Cool, you lose weight. But then do not complain when you stop losing weight, because now you have to go to 1,800 calories, 1,600 calories. Then a whole host of problems occurs here. Okay, number one, training performance will suffer because you don't have enough energy, which causes you to, one, retain less muscle, and two, actually burn less calories. Second of all, hormonal levels in the bin. Testosterone already gets clipped in a deficit. You put your calories at 1,800, it's gonna decrease even further. Not to mention the amount of fatigue that you will accrue, cortisol, which will get in the way. It's just a very, very silly way, and it comes down to the fact that most people just want quick results and don't actually have the understanding on how to get quick results. Do not drop your calories to 2,000. Find out what your maintenance calories are. And perhaps in the pursuit of finding your maintenance calories, you might find that you're actually putting yourself in a deficit and losing a decent amount of weight. From there, you then want to introduce cardio. So if you're a 5'8" individual like myself, fairly active, not doing any cardio, just 10,000 steps and goes to the gym 4 to 5 times per week, then perhaps it would make sense to consume around 2,800 or 2,600 calories. In fact, what I would do is basically eat 2,800 on the days I train and 2,600 on the days I'd rest. Now, I do no cardio to begin with, and I test that. And I basically see, right, am I holding weight or am I losing weight? If I'm holding weight, then it signifies to me that I have just found my maintenance calories. So now, we're already going to need to throw cardio in at some point. Let's throw in 6 days of cardio. Let's do 25 minutes of cardio 6 times per week, or every day. But one day off isn't at the end of the world. And then we're going to start to lose weight. 100%. And now what we've also done is built this habit of basically doing cardio 6 times per week, so it becomes very, very easy to start increasing over time, and we use that as another tool as opposed to just food. We have 2 tools in our arsenal here. We have cardio and food, and when used together, it can actually be very, very useful to make sure that you retain muscle and don't put yourself in too large of a deficit, which destroys testosterone and makes you feel terrible. So very, very important to understand that. Now, what I would then do, right, if I'm basically losing a lot of weight, That's 6 by 25 minutes of cardio. I basically aim for a quota of around 0.5 to 1 kilogram. If I was losing more than 1 kilogram per week, I would be a little bit alarmed, despite obviously the first couple of weeks when glycogen and water and all of that leaves the chat. Fair enough. If I'd be losing more than 1, I probably wouldn't make any crazy changes. However, and this is where you pay attention, this is why you track your weight every single day, and then you basically get an average across the week. If I saw that I was only losing 0.3 to 0.4, it signifies to me that cool, we're losing weight, but a plateau is obviously going to occur, so an adaptation needs to happen. Now, I started in a beautiful position, 2,800 and 2,600 calories. If anything, it's a little bit too high, so let's reduce them now. Let's go 2,600, 2,400. Again, calories are pretty high, and what's going to happen? I'm going to be losing more weight. Cool. Now, because I'm a G when it comes to training, and I want to absolutely send it, I'm not going to reduce those calories again, at least for a little while. I'm going to put more emphasis on cardio. So when the next plateau occurs, I'll go to 6 by 30 minutes of cardio. And then perhaps I'll go to 7 days by 30 minutes of cardio. And I will rinse that until it works. And then when we get to around 7 by 30 minutes, and I've maximized that, and this is week by week changes here, then I'd look to potentially bring the calories down to 2,400 and 2,200 now. Now we're getting into territory where you're going to get a little bit hungry when you're doing 7 by 30 minutes cardio and you're eating 2,400 calories, or even on a rest day when you're doing your cardio and you're doing 2,200. That's rough. I've done it. In fact, that's where actually Ben's at the moment. Let me just show you. Hope you like my sunglasses, by the way. Pretty fresh, aren't they? This is a little setup we've got at the moment. Got my little balcony there, coffee, check-ins. It's currently 10 to 10. It's a lovely little morning of check-ins. Now anyway, I'll show you what we've got for Ben. So Ben's basically week 8 into his fat loss phase. He's lost quite a lot. He's on 7 by 40 minutes of cardio. His nutrition plan, 2,400 calories and 2,100. So you can see that we're pretty much leveraging cardio now. We're using that as a tool. And that explains why we've lost quite a lot of weight. I mean, I want to keep the client's privacy, so I won't show a crazy transformation picture of him, but I will show you, and again, this is another really, really good tip as well. Please do be taking notes, taking nuggets from this, as I'm sick of what I do. Link in bio for coaching. So, what I would say is, not only should you track your weight daily, you basically, where are you going? Oh, wait, up here. Sorry, the face track has been annoying. Not only should you track your weight daily and get averages, you should also take a photo every single week, fasted, first thing in the morning, at the same time, on the same day, after you're on the toilet as well. And you should do the same with you weighing yourself, because you always have food in your gut, so this gives you an accurate reading. No eating or drinking beforehand. And then always take it from the front, side and back, relaxed. Don't take a mirror selfie like this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like your lats in a weird place, your arms in different places. Doesn't make sense. And I'll tell you the reason why. You can lose a lot of fat from the front of your physique, right? From the abs, to where most people look. But not many people actually look and compare the back. And that's really where the magic happens. And I'll just show you what I mean. We're doing an overlay comparison. So, this is Ben when he first started 8 weeks ago. You can see he's carrying a fair bit of body fat around the hips, and you can see here that here we're just carrying a little bit too much body fat. Now look, 8 weeks later, watch. Bang. You can see that the hips have come in much, much more. This is almost a bit of a V taper, and there's much, much less body fat here on the sides now. Look. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You get me? Look. Now that's only 8 weeks in. I'm not trying to say that's a world-class transformation. It's not. It's pretty good progress. And it will be a world-class transformation. So if you want a similar transformation to Ben, link in the bio. Now, the biggest thing you will have learned from this video is don't drop your calories too low. Use cardio as a tool. Make sure you're hitting 10,000 steps per day. Most importantly, I'm going to give you the best tip you will ever hear in your life. Find what everyone on TikTok does and do the opposite. Run for the hills, okay? If everyone's talking about incline walking, stop fucking doing it. Like, I'm sorry, I've done the cardio. I got shredded. I could put a picture on the screen, I can't bother. Like, 6% body fat I got to. I didn't do one session of incline walking. Now why? Most of these TikTok guys actually couldn't tell you why. They don't understand it. Just go, oh, incline walking, so much more. Shut up. No. In order to burn as much fat as possible, you need to be working in zone 2 heart rate threshold. Now, you basically work this out in a very, very easy way. You take 220 minus your age, which works out your maximum heart rate. If you're a 20-year-old male, your maximum heart rate is 200 BPM. Now, in order to hit zone 2, you want to be working at 65 to 75% of maximum heart rate. So you would basically do 75% because we want to aim for the top of 200, right? So 3/4 of 200 divided by 450 times by 3, 150. Quick maths, I know. Like and subscribe. So it's around 125 to 150 BPM. Now, if you are fairly fit, you will not be able to walk at a respectful pace on the treadmill and hit those BPMs. I know this because I've done it. At the start, maybe if you're unfit, cool. For the average person, perhaps they can hit those BPMs. Fair play. For me, I'm pretty fit. I can't do that. Like, I have to be sprinting on that fucking incline walking before I can even hit the BPM. And in the pursuit of doing so, I just destroy my calves. I actually accrue quite a lot of fatigue. So for me, I found that the Stairmaster is the best, and this allows me to be at around 140 to 150 BPM on around level 8, and that's what allowed me to burn quite a lot of body fat. So for this client in particular, we're actually going to program some Stairmaster in for him, as he's just come off the back of an injury. He was doing the bike. The bike is okay, but you have to just destroy your quadriceps to hit the BPM. But the biggest thing you'll hear from this video again is hit the right threshold, hit the BPM. Because then you actually burn the amount of calories that you need to burn, you know? Finally, carbohydrates. Don't let anyone tell you that ketosis is superior. It really isn't. Glycogen is the primary source of energy for muscle growth, for hypertrophy, for muscle retention. Fats are an inferior source. So, it doesn't make sense to remove a whole macronutrient, particularly one that is supposed to be there for energy purposes. You know, you're just, one, going to be very, very fatigued, but two, you're likely going to lose muscle because you can't actually increase your lifts. You might lose more fat. You probably also lose some muscle alongside that. So yeah, maybe it takes a little bit longer, which in my opinion it doesn't. At the end of the day, calories in, calories out. If you were to eat 2,000 calories of fat or 2,000 calories of carbohydrates, chances are well, not chances are, the facts are, you lose the same amount of weight because it's just a fucking kilojoule unit. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you eat 2,000 calories of Haribo's or 2,000 calories of beer or 2,000 calories of bloody coffee. Still 2,000 calories, all right? The difference in what the calories do, obviously food partitioning, where do the calories go, the macronutrients, what do they do the carbohydrates give you energy, do the protein help repair muscle, do the fats help hormonal levels? Obviously you can't do that, but scientifically you could. Not to mention if you were just to eat Haribo's or coffees, you'd be very hungry, which would probably cause you to eat more. That's why the type of calories we eat are important. It's why we like to eat a lot of fruit and veg, because it's very satiating and also full of antioxidants and micronutrients. That all really depends. Now, the biggest thing I'd say, and the whole point of this video, is just 3 mistakes you're making to get shredded. Number 1, stop dropping your calories too low. Second of all, make sure your cardio is actually done at the right intensity, and you know actually how to program this and push this forward. If you don't know how to do this and you really just want someone to do it for you and you want a bird's eye view, I will happily do it. Look at the link in my bio, you can apply. I can jump on a call with you, tell you exactly what I do. If it's a good fit, we can work together. If not, you can keep watching these videos as I will be pumping them out. And finally, be very, very careful with ketosis. It's not the best method to go off, in my opinion. But anyway, I just thought I'd quickly jump on. That's 15 minutes, so I need to get back to these check-ins. If you have any questions, do let me know. Other than that, catch you on the next one. Peace.